If you look in the mirror and see a belly that isn't soft, but hard, firm, and bulging, you're not just seeing fat, you're seeing a living tissue that hijacks your body's fat-burning signals, forcing it to store energy instead of burn it. This is visceral fat, a metabolically aggressive, organ-like tissue that wraps around your liver, pancreas, and intestines, constantly sending signals that disrupt hormones, insulin, and inflammation. Most people attack it by eating less, skipping meals, or fasting, thinking the body will finally burn it off. But biology doesn't work that way. Starving a stressed body doesn't work, it clamps down on belly fat like a survival vault, holding it tighter while your metabolism struggles. The real solution isn't eating less. It's introducing specific foods that flip internal fat-burning switches, calm inflammation, and reset the hormonal signals that control energy storage. Certain foods act like biochemical signals, telling your liver, muscles, and fat cells, it's safe to release energy now. In fact, there are 5 targeted foods that control the systems keeping visceral fat stubborn. One of them can even trigger the same fat-burning signal your body produces during fasting, without skipping a single meal. But to understand why these foods work, we first need to look at the triggers keeping visceral fat locked in place. Food number 1 flips the inflammation switch, unlocking fat burning in ways most people never expect. Visceral fat isn't passive. It's actively defending itself, sending out biochemical alarms that jam your insulin, scramble your hormones, and sabotage your metabolism. Imagine a vault deep inside your abdomen, a hidden fortress, locking away energy your body wants to burn. No matter how much you diet, skip meals, or hit the treadmill, this fat refuses to budge. Inflammation isn't just swelling. It's a coded message to your fat cells: do not release. Hold tight. Stress hormones, spiking blood sugar, and hormone imbalances all pile on, reinforcing the lock, turning your midsection into a stubborn stronghold that resists everything you've tried. This is why traditional dieting fails. Starving your body doesn't override biology, it strengthens the hold, making your belly fat cling even tighter. Here's the good news: there's a biochemical override hidden in everyday foods. Certain compounds can flip the switch, telling your liver, muscles, and fat cells, it's safe to release energy now. These signals calm inflammation, improve insulin response, and start loosening the fat your body has been hoarding for months, even years. And it starts with food number 1. This isn't about eating less or fasting, it's about sending your body the right signal at the right time. Food number 1 flips the inflammation switch, unlocking fat in ways most people never imagine, and sets the stage for the next foods that systematically dismantle stubborn belly fat, layer by layer. Stick around, because once you see how this first food works, you'll understand why your metabolism has been stuck and why the next steps are almost unfairly effective. Food number 1, the inflammation switch. This is not just another healthy choice. Visceral fat is inflamed fat, actively jamming insulin and fat-burning signals. It locks energy in your belly, making your midsection stubborn no matter what diet you try. The secret lies in fatty fish, packed with omega-3s, EPA and DHA. These aren't just nutrients, they're biochemical messengers. They travel to fat cells, liver, and muscles and flip the fat-burning switch. Imagine tiny switches firing inside your body, unlocking fat cells and telling them, it's safe to release energy now. Once this switch flips, fat that's been stuck for months starts leaving your belly, even without skipping meals or starving yourself. Supplements or isolated oils rarely match the power of the whole food matrix. It's the combination of natural compounds that calms inflammation, raises the hormone that tells fat cells to release energy, and primes your liver and muscles to burn fat efficiently. This synergy turns one food into a metabolic command center, not just a healthy snack. Stick with me. Fatty fish flips the inflammation switch first, creating the foundation for the next foods. Without it, nothing else works as efficiently. And in the next step, we'll tackle the next barrier that keeps visceral fat stubborn, your liver's blocked exit routes, to continue unlocking fat burning at the deepest level. Food number 2, the liver detox switch. Even if you flipped the inflammation switch, your body can't fully burn stubborn belly fat if your liver is clogged. Think of your liver as the central processing hub for fat. If it's blocked, fat has nowhere to go, like water trapped behind a dam, and your midsection stays stubborn no matter what you do. The food is cruciferous vegetables, broccoli sprouts, kale, arugula. They aren't just greens. They are molecular janitors, scrubbing your liver clean so fat can finally escape. Compounds like sulforaphane and sulfur molecules activate detox pathways, neutralize stress and toxins, and help your liver process excess estrogen, hormones that stubbornly store fat around your belly and hips. Here's the key: this step clears the exit routes for fat. While the first food flipped the inflammation switch, these vegetables open the gates, letting stored energy flow freely out of your body. Fat that's been trapped starts moving, metabolism ramps up, and your midsection finally begins to respond. Stick with me, because the next step addresses another hidden culprit: stress and cortisol, the silent saboteur that keeps fat glued to your belly even if inflammation and liver detox are handled. Master that, and you unlock the next fat-burning layer in your body's natural sequence. Food number 3, the cortisol control switch. Even if inflammation is calmed and your liver detoxed, stubborn belly fat clings if your body is in stress mode. High cortisol acts like unseen glue, forcing fat to stick while sugar floods your bloodstream, turning your body into a storage machine instead of a fat-burning engine. The weapon against stress is pumpkin seeds. Tiny but mighty, they are one of the richest natural sources of magnesium, acting as an off switch for your body's stress signals. They tell your fat-burning machinery, it's safe to fire up. When cortisol drops, locked fat cells finally release stored energy, and sugar floods in, but instead of turning into belly fat, it's burned for fuel. Picture your body as a fortress under siege. Cortisol is the commander, locking every gate. Pumpkin seeds hand the guards the order to stand down. Suddenly, fat cells open, sugar is burned efficiently, and stubborn belly fat starts responding. Daily intake calms your nervous system, restores hormone balance, and sets the stage for the next fat-burning layer: insulin control, the metabolic sponge that traps fat even when stress is handled. Master this step, and you unlock even deeper fat-burning potential. Food number 4, the insulin control sponge. Even after lowering inflammation, detoxing the liver, and calming cortisol, stubborn belly fat still refuses to leave, no matter how hard you try. High insulin acts like a metabolic lock, forcing sugar straight into fat cells and keeping your midsection stubbornly inflated. The solution is this: chia and flax seeds, tiny but packed with soluble fiber and plant-based omega-3s. They act like a fat-burning sponge, slowing sugar absorption in your gut and preventing insulin spikes. When glucose enters the bloodstream gradually, fat cells finally get the message: it's safe to release stored energy. As the fiber reaches your gut, it feeds healthy bacteria that produce signaling molecules to boost insulin sensitivity, enhance metabolism, and trigger satiety. Imagine a sponge locking sugar out and flipping every fat cell into burn mode. Taken daily, this food flattens blood sugar spikes, keeps insulin under control, and ensures that the first 3 steps, reducing inflammation, detoxing the liver, and lowering cortisol, actually translate into real belly fat loss. Stick with me, because next, we unlock the final accelerator, the fat-burning signal that mimics a fast without skipping meals, and finally melts stubborn belly fat like never before. Even after calming inflammation, detoxing the liver, controlling cortisol, and balancing insulin, stubborn belly fat can refuse to leave. Your fat cells have been trapped for months. They need a final signal, a green light to release stored energy. Enter avocado. This isn't just healthy fat, it's a metabolic spark. Packed with potassium and oleic acid, it restores balance inside your cells, improving insulin sensitivity and letting glucose flow efficiently. No more excess insulin forcing sugar into fat storage. Avocado also triggers a fat-burning hormone signal called OEA, oleoilethanolamide, the same chemical your body releases during a long fast, without skipping meals. Picture your fat cells finally receiving the command to burn, your metabolism revving, and stubborn belly fat melting away layer by layer. Take it daily, and it completes the fat-burning protocol. Inflammation drops, the liver clears toxins, cortisol is calm, insulin is stable, and the thermogenic signal flips on. Stack all 5 foods together in one meal, and you create a full-body fat-burning environment, sending your metabolism into overdrive.